Yeah, my name is Andreas. I'm the CTO at FactoryPal, and FactoryPal is building a B2B SaaS application that is focusing on manufacturing optimization, and we are using AI in some ways to help our customers optimize their production. FactoryPal is a corporate venture, so we were started around 5 years ago and incorporated by Körber, which is a pretty sophisticated German group in the machine industry mainly, also some other industries. And they decided to build like digital ventures at some point, and FactoryPal is the very first digital venture that they built. And yeah, so we've started that journey as a startup, as our own branded company 5 years ago, and here we are today. The core use case, how we started, was basically using AI to train our models and optimize machine settings for the production process of our customers. So this is kind of what we started with, but over time we also expanded in different other areas. So for example, predicting certain events that are happening or predicting downtimes on production lines to help our customers, for example, avoid them. So in general, we are trying to use AI in the places where it makes sense to enrich our application. In general, FactoryPal is industry agnostic, so we want to be in different industries, but the core focus that we are having right now is the tissue industry. So that's also where, let's say, I can share the most insights. And I think in the tissue industry, which I would say is a relatively old school industry, it's been there for some time and produces, let's say, low-tech products in some compared to some other high-tech things. And so what I see is, on the one hand, you have existing machines, you have existing infrastructure that you need to digitize and onboard onto your application. So data acquisition, data requirements, I think this is a huge challenge with very different environments that we face out there. And the second one I would say is the user adoption and the digital maturity of the customers to really get them adopt an application like ours that is powered by AI, but in general quite modern, and to really see that this is adopted and creates value. What we have seen is that what we are doing doesn't fit everywhere. Right? So depending on what the customer's goals are, an application like ours, I mean, I can share one example. Our software is optimizing production, so mostly production output. And then we tried it in the pharma industry, where actually the goal is not to produce more, like the goal is not to optimize the output at all costs. The goal is, for example, to achieve a stable production, because you don't want quality issues in your production, right? So an approach like ours doesn't fit directly, but potentially can be adapted. So I think when we look at different industries, the challenges for us are how can we adapt to create value in other industries in different ways, similar but different. Actually, the campus kind of, it gives us all of these things a little bit. So we found some people on the campus that we had. Actually, myself, I was in a company and then I joined another company on the campus, for example. And then also at some of the events you get to meet some people. I mean, just last week we had the PackCon here, which was super interesting, but also at other events. And as I said, we met some partners via some of the campus initiatives. The network, I'm not really sure how this is happening, but sometimes someone reaches out and says there's someone that likes to talk to you, that discovered you via the campus, and that's really nice for us. So for me, when I look at AI, I think it has changed quite a bit in the last 2 years, right? Because AI has been around for a long time, and we have been seeing innovations and products enhanced by AI for some time. But then in the last 2 years, a lot of the focus has shifted towards generative AI. And I think a little bit overly optimistic expectation to what's going to happen has been built up. And so I would say we are pretty much at a peak of a hype cycle. So I would say in 2025, I don't expect anything big. I expect the innovation to continue with a focus on trying to find use cases where generative AI, but also AI in general, can be applied and can create real value, and also a focus on cost. Because what I see right now with a lot of these newer AI applications, they are quite expensive to run and then also for the customers to use. And this is, I think, out of proportion to what other technologies can provide for lower cost. So that's why I think it will be a continuous innovation over the next years, but no big unexpected things coming probably next year.